may I help you?
Okay, we're downloading A-Game's formula.
3, 2, 1.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love. Appreciate all the love and the support. Salute to everybody that's in the building right now. If you are here, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Hit that like button on the way in. After you hit the like button, make sure you share the show. Share the show on community tab, your Discord server, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that you share videos. Make sure you share this show. It's very much appreciated. Salute to everybody, man. Shout out to all the visionaries, man. I appreciate everybody who supports Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Most definitely, I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the A-Game family. Shout out to the A-Game Nation. Shout out to Queen of C in the building. She says, salute, Sheep. And everyone in the chat, I appreciate the love. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And I'm not going to be too long with this stream. I just wanted to come to y'all and chop it up with y'all for a minute, man, because I noticed that a lot of us are fully invested in a lot of nonsense. And when I say us, I'm talking about us men. A lot of us are fully invested in BS. And when I say that, I mean, that is what's being promoted. That is what's being gravitated to. And I think we really don't understand just what we're faced with, what's coming down the pipe for a lot of us. You know, a lot of people are getting evicted now with this whole moratorium thing. In case y'all don't know, the numbers went back up. What numbers am I talking about? I'm speaking about the numbers of this current pandemic. You know, I'm not going to get too much into the names and stuff like that because y'all know how sensitive YouTube is about that. But us brothers, man, in this space, we're really not paying attention to the real life problems, the real life issues, the issues that's going on right outside your door. Not the issues. A lot of us are plagued by the issues that's going on here online. But are we paying attention to the issues that's going on right outside our door? Are we paying attention to the legislations that's being passed down that's going to affect our environment? You see? So I wonder, why aren't the men in this space paying attention to what's really going on? I mean, I guess for a lot of brothers, this space is some form of escape, because it seems like brothers is not paying attention or even care about what's going outside their door. As I just said, the numbers just went back up. I just saw a report saying the numbers are back up 700%. But nobody's talking about this. It's not being mentioned. It's not being spreaded to the brothers in the space, man. And this is why in the 10 life value system, health is the second most important thing. Health. Health. This is why I promote A game. This is a herbal male solution. It is not your midnight, I'ma go get some skins pill. This is a solution. And it's herbal, meaning it doesn't react in your body the way a pill would react. And the formula is in vegan capsules. This is for our energy, our vitality, our strength, and our libido. You can go on the site and you can check out what each herb does. So when we say we're addressing the issues that plague us brothers, we're doing it with products, services, and our teachings. See, we have to understand how important our health is, especially at this time, fellas. Especially now. Especially now. But you know what I see? When you hear A game, you know what you focus on first? You guys focus on this. Libido. You focus on libido instead of the first thing, which is your vitality. You see? And this all plays into the topic, because right now I'm speaking on health value. See, a lot of us brothers, we think with our Johnsons. This is why when we think of A game, we think the first thing we think is libido. We go here, libido. Forgetting that your heart, your blood flow is what causes an erection for a man. So if your blood flow is jacked up, you don't even have to worry about the libido part. You see, this is why it's for your energy, your strength, your vitality, and your libido. See, a lot of us brothers really don't even understand our own bodies. We don't understand how it works. You see? So this is why we don't value products like this here in this space. Because a lot of us brothers are not valuing our health. We're not valuing our mental and our physical health. So we think, oh, we just thinking of the libido part. You see? And this ties into men not valuing who they are. This plays right into the narrative of black men being bed bugs. This is why when you think of A game, you think of a sexual enhancement instead of something that is for your health, meaning mental health and physical health. Because when we speak on health, right, we're speaking on the mental health of a man and his physical health. And A game, this product right here addresses men's health, not your penis, but your health. You see? So if you a man in this space and you're going around saying that A game is just a sexual enhancement pill, it shows me that you don't value yourself. As a man, you do not value your health. You are still a slave in your mind because you see yourself as a Johnson. Hence, some of you slave names are Johnsons. No offense, but that's just the truth. You see? And today's message that I want to let brothers understand is you have to find value in yourself before all of this shit is over. I want brothers to understand the necessity of this. Because see, I think a lot of us think life is a game. I think a lot of us think that we're going to be immortalized because we're on the internet. I need brothers to get back into reality. You need to value yourself before all this shit is over. If you don't never get nothing out of this space, you better have some goddamn value. You better leave with some value in yourself. See, because all of the BS that's going on around here and that's being supported heavily shows the lack of value that black men have in themselves first. And then you wonder why, after all these years of you dudes putting in work in this space, now you have dudes who are saying it is okay to be a trick. Yeah, we're going to go there today. We're going there today. You know why? Because it shows just how much men are not valuing themselves in this space. See, the further and further we get from heal before we build, you're going to see all of this shit crumble. I said it. And I don't care who don't like it. The further and further we get from that, all of it's going to crumble. Because heal before you build is the epitome of a man valuing himself. That is the epitome of it. That is how you get out of red pill rage. You see? That's how you get out of red pill rage. See, so if you want to keep sitting around here playing around, you're going to get we're witnessing destruction right now. And we're going to see more of this. We're going to see more of this. We're going to see more of this. Now, all of a sudden, we pro-tricking. But when I been said that that's what it was a problem. See, because at the end of the day, I know what most black men that got money, I know what they value. I know what they value. And a lot of them don't value other black men. They get some money and then try to live the life of Tom Dubois from the Boondocks. See, that's what happens. And that's why you got a bunch of charlatans around here telling you that you got to get some money before you get some damn value. That's why you have that. That's why you have this poison. That's why you have it. Because they're trying to be Tom Dubois. This is why it's imperative you get some value for yourself. Because if you don't, the charlatans will always be here. They're going to always be here. You know why? Because there's always sheep that's going to stay asleep. There's going to always be some sheep that's willing to stay asleep. There's always a bunch of you sing-along Negroes, you flying flunkies, that's going to sit around and it's going to continue. So I want to let brothers know today, you better find some value in yourself. You better find some value. The things that I teach here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV, screenshot it, learn it, and get some value for yourself. Because guess what? Ain't nobody else worrying about your value. Nobody else is worried about your value. Nobody else cares if you value yourself or not. No one's going to value black men unless we value ourselves. And we have to show it. We have to show it. And we also have to understand that there's going to be a lot of us who are against black men valuing themselves. See, I already understood this. You see? I understood this from the time I was a little boy. When you value yourself, when you defend yourself, when you stand on righteousness, when you defend people and you're loyal and you show love, that shit is not valued no more. Those people are not valued. Those people are put on the back burner until you're needed. This is why you have to value yourself. You have to value yourself enough to know that people are willing to use you in that way. You see? You have to understand that. Understand your own value. If you don't understand it, you better find it. You better find it. Because if you don't, you won't survive. You will not survive. You will not survive. I'm telling you now. You won't. All this other shit that you see going on is cap. And you have to understand, because I spoke about this the other day. See, a lot of these dudes, they do the shit that they do for rented validation. See, because that's all clout is. That's all clout is. Clout is rented validation. That's what it is. It's for them to say, oh, look at them. Oh, look at him. And you got dudes out here that's crashing out for clout because they don't value themselves. They value going to the club, looking cute on Instagram. But what is that actually doing? What is it doing? What is it doing? All the BS that you see going on in the space, what is it producing? All of these dumbass shows about nothing. What is it doing? Nothing. Nothing. And if you're tuned into it, it's because you are actually all right with doing nothing. With doing nothing. You see? You're okay with doing nothing. See, because that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. It boils down to the people who are about that life and the people who are about cyber life. A lot of y'all are about cyber life. You see? That's why you think you're going to save black men over the internet. That's what you think. You think sitting here doing the content is enough. No, that's why it's called a platform. See, because these young men you supposedly talking to, they should be able to see that you value yourself. How are you teaching them to value themselves and you don't value yourself? They can't see anywhere that you value yourself. They don't see no progress in your life. They don't see shit. So this is why I want to let brothers know today. If you never got nothing from this space, man, you better get some value. You better understand the 10 life values. You better understand that. You better leave the manosphere with some values. You better leave it with some values, man. You may not leave with a bunch of money. You may not leave with all that other shit you came here for, but you better leave here with a value system. You better leave here valuing yourself and understand what it's about. See, because we like to get caught up in all this silly stuff, which appears, we going back to value, which appears to the world that we don't care about our situation. That's what we show the world. That's what we show the world when we sit in a space and just create more and more tomfoolery. It's showing other people from different parts of the world, hey, these black men don't value themselves. These black men don't value themselves. Do they understand that the majority of people who died from the pandemic was us? Do they understand that since the pandemic, our life expectancy rate dropped 3 more years? But we sitting around talking about who a trick and who a simp. We sitting around pulling up people's arrest records and all that type of stuff. We got time to do all of that, though. This is why no matter how influential a black man could get, he still could be treated like vermin. See, he could still be treated like vermin because that's how we appear to the world. See, I'm speaking on appearance value. I'm speaking on appearance value. That's what I'm speaking on. When we sit on here and do a bunch of tomfoolery every day, well, let's talk about what they said about such and such. Oh, well, Creflo Dollar shouldn't have said what he said about Kevin. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? When we dying from COVID. Who cares? When black men are committing suicide at an alarming rate, starting from the ages of 13. Who cares about Creflo and Kevin? Who cares? Oh, y'all do. Y'all care about that. Y'all care about Kevin versus Creflo. That's what matters to y'all, right? Not the little black boy that don't have nobody to talk to, that's 12 years old and ready to take his life. See, we not talking to them, right? We want to speak about Creflo and Kevin and why Creflo shouldn't be saying nothing. Who cares? We are hung up on trending things and things that's not going to get shit done for black men. And this is what I don't understand. Y'all are harp on the negativity. See, because all that Kevin, that Kevin and Creflo shit, that's more and more media back and forth. But what is that doing for black men? See, that's my question. What is it doing for black men? What does that show other people about black men? We always need a versus. It's always a Mandingo fight. Always. And they make money off this shit. The versus thing is the biggest thing right now on the internet. A versus battle. A Mandingo fight. And you know why we continue to fall into that? Because we don't value ourselves. We don't value who we are as black men. We don't. That's why we spend our time talking about foolishness. Nobody cares about what Creflo thinks about Kevin. Who cares? Who cares? Is that stopping a young black boy from killing himself? Is that helping a young man or whatever age black man get a job? Huh? Is that doing that? Is that stopping the homelessness problem? Is that stopping the goddamn poor health conditions? The joblessness issues? The poor educational support for our young men? What the hell does that have to do with any of that? But it seems like we like to pay attention to that the most. But then we turn around and say, man, black men ain't got shit. Black men ain't got shit. Y'all will turn around and open your mouth. That's the first thing you'll say. Man, black men ain't got shit. Black men ain't got shit. Yeah, that's because you're sitting around watching what everybody else got. You ever thought about that? You're sitting around worried about what every other man got and what every other man is doing. Well, you know, the Spanish man, the Latino man, you know, he don't have problems with his women. Well, you know, the white man, you know, this man and the Asian man. Worry about the goddamn black man, fool. You worry about that? Why don't you worry about the black man? Why you worried about the affairs of other men and how they run their house and how they make their wives submit? Why you worrying about that? That's our problem. We are too caught up on the affairs of other people. Why the hell are we even still talking about Kevin Samuels? For what? He ain't got nothing for this space. He said it. So why are we even still talking about it? For what? What is it doing? Nothing. It's not addressing those 10 issues that we pointed out in the first issue of the Black Manosphere magazine. Salute to the A-Game Nation. Salute to Dr. Holman. Those 10 issues that we have in the first issue of the magazine, right? None of that is being addressed in this space. It seems like we want to talk about everything else. Why are we not talking about all these black men dying from COVID? Why are we not talking about that? But we want to talk about Creflo and Kevin. Why are we not talking about how we got a bunch of grown men out here who are working illiterate? Why are we not talking about that? Huh? Why are we not talking about that? Why are we like sitting around talking about other men's business? See, this is the problem. We like sitting around guesstimating about how someone else is living their life. You know why you dudes sit around and do that? Because you ain't got no value in your goddamn self. That's why you're running around here thinking everybody hating on you. You think everybody jealous of you. It's because that's how you think of your goddamn self. You don't like your goddamn self, so you think everybody else don't like you. Oh, they hating on me. He hating on me. Why you worrying about that? Do the work. Do the work. Do the work. See, all this behavior that we see around here is a depiction of what we value here. When are you Negroes gonna get that? See, now it done came out, like I said from the beginning, how much these dudes value street vagina. Now it's out in the open now. Now it's out in the open. Man, ain't nothing wrong with tricking. Ain't nothing wrong with tricking. But we care about that. We're hung up on dudes who want to trick on women. Why do we care? It is because there's a bunch of us brothers who don't truly value ourselves. There's a lot of us brothers who do not have a purpose. See, because you have to understand something. Your purpose, a man's purpose, starts in the spiritual value. And if your purpose is what you say it is in this space, whoever, then your conversation is supposed to match your purpose. If your content is seen to be valuable, you see? You see? Do you walk what you talk? That's all depending on what? Your spiritual value. Who you are as a person, your character. So I want to let brothers know today that if you don't leave this space with anything, before you leave this goddamn earth, you better find some value in yourself. You better find a reason to wake up every goddamn day and do something. Do something. And do something that's going to affect your life and men like you. This other shit is cap and it's temporary. See, that's what I want you young brothers to understand. This shit that you see, oh, it's lit. Oh, it's temporary, little homie. It's temporary, little homie. Them same dudes you chilling with now, it's lit. It's lit. When they 40, they're going to be with mommy. Where the chicks at? Where the chicks at? Where the chicks at? When you 40, you're going to have baby mamas that is going to play with your children and you're going to be living with your mother. You know why? Because you didn't value your goddamn self. You didn't value yourself. You didn't value yourself. It's no reason why there's men in this space and has been in this space for years. Now finally coming out and saying, man, it's okay to be a trick. See, you dudes don't understand the power of influence. And by lying to other men, the detriment that actually causes. See, y'all, this is how I know y'all don't value yourselves. Because you don't even value what come out your mouth. You don't value the shit that you say. Because if you did, you wouldn't say the shit that you say because you know you're not living like that. You know that when push come to shove, you not gonna stand on it. You not. And what that does to other men who listen to that and believe you, what that does is that causes scars or reopens wounds in men who believed in you. That's why you're not supposed to lie to these men. It went from being about the brothers to about the Cash App. See, what that does to men is that makes them say, well, damn. Well, damn, I don't even get the content I be coming for no more. I ain't gonna never stop donating, but damn. What is this? Damn, I used to listen to this brother. He used to help me get through my day. Now he talking about Creflo Dollar and Kevin. Nobody care about that. I go to work every day and make my own money. I don't know. Ain't nobody thinking about Kevin Samuels. Nobody thinking about Creflo Dollar. You think the everyday man that get up and go to work, or the regular kid, or the skateboarder, you think they care about some Kevin Samuels and what he got to say to Creflo? Come on. Have we lost track of the mission, brothers? Because last time I checked, men don't come to this space for trending topics. That's not what this shit is about. That's not what this is about. That's not saving black men. That's not helping black boys. Come on. As I said earlier, man, I'm starting to see that this space for a lot of you dudes is an escapism. It's a resort where you can come in and escape. I'm really starting to see that, man. Because there's still men here who are suffering. They're not being helped. That's a problem. That's a problem, especially if they here giving us their goddamn money. That's a problem. You see? I see. what I want brothers to get and what I want brothers to understand is I teach the things that I teach because one day you're going to be a teacher. Not a bloody scholar, but a teacher. See, because there's a difference. You see? Because I want you to learn how to think for yourself. But you're never going to learn to think for yourself if you don't value yourself initially. You have to value your voice. You can't let nobody tell you who you are and who you aren't. It starts with that first. This is what I want brothers to understand. Stop thinking of women, well, you know, I could take care of her, so she's supposed to submit. No, leadership is influence. Leadership is influence. And all you influencing your woman to do when you pay her like the Jonathan that you are, is you influencing her to continue to be in her chaotic nature. You're leading her to the slaughter because that's where you're headed. You see? You're leading her to the slaughter because that's where you're headed. That's where you're headed. That's what you foresee going to the Chanel store. That's what you foresee. But what is that doing? What is that doing but creating more misery in us, brothers? Because we don't value ourselves. We don't value ourselves. Just scroll down your timeline on Facebook. You see how many people up 3 a.m. I'm bored. I'm bored. Wake up in the middle of the night to go use the bathroom, check my phone. I'm bored. Up and bored. Up and bored. I be like, dog. And I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about dudes. I be like, dog, how are you up? First of all, why you up 3 a.m. on Facebook making statuses talking about you bored? Oh, we know why you bored. Because you're lonely. See, that's the social media cap. Up and bored. When you see shit like that, that means up and miserable. That means someone come and talk to me because I don't know how to keep myself in good company, because I don't have a purpose. I don't know what to do. I don't value myself. So let me come on Facebook for some rented validation for me having 300 likes. And that rented validation will make me feel valuable for the next 2 hours or until I fall back to sleep. You see? You see? The real issues is not being addressed. The fact that you're lonely. And you're lonely because you're suffering with abandonment issues. You know why? You know why? I'm going to show you. Because you come from a jacked up family. You come from a jacked up family. That's why you seek all this validation from everyone else, because your family never accepted you. See, we're going to keep it all the way 1,000 today, because we want black men, whenever they decide to leave this goddamn space, to leave with something. If you don't leave with a job, if you don't leave with a business, at least leave with some goddamn values. At least leave with a value system and knowing, listen, these brothers taught me to, at the bare minimum, value myself. So I could stop chasing these broads. So I could stop chasing the cat, making myself look like a goddamn fool. You see? See, we dealing with solutions. We want these brothers to actually have something, not talk like they have it, but have it. But actually have it. Actually have that agency. Not cap about it, but actually have it. But see, you're never going to have it if you don't understand that that's what matters to you. See, what you value as a man is what matters to you. And what a man speaks about all the time is what matters to him. So if you're sitting around talking about broads all day, that's what matters to you. If you're sitting around talking about who a trick, who a simp, who's red pill, who's blue pill, who's black pill, that's what matters to you. So providing agency for black men doesn't matter, because that's not what you value, because you value what you speak about. Because we have platforms, right? We create content, right? So you put in your content what you value. And y'all value strags, y'all value hyenas, y'all value the gynocracy. That's why y'all still talking about it. That's why you're still talking about it. And that's why it's too many black men sitting around in this space suffering in silence, because they waiting for the narratives to change. They waiting for the men to say, listen, we all gonna talk about what we supposed to talk about. And stop worrying about Sierra. And stop worrying about Future and his goddamn baby mothers. You can't provide Future no goddamn agency, Negro. So why you care? Why you care? Why is that so important to you? Women should be talking about that. Is Russell Wilson a simp? Are you a simp? Can you provide agency to Russell Wilson's family? No. So why are you talking about him? Why are you talking about him? You talk about what you value. And you value celebrities. And you know why you value celebrities and athletes and rappers and all of that? Because you practice a backward value system. You practice a backward value system. See, you practice a value system that tells you to uphold celebrities. You know why? Because you're upholding wealth and leisure. See, because a lot of y'all don't even respect these rappers because they rappers. Y'all just like them because of the drip. Y'all just like them because of the whips and the jewelry. Y'all don't even like them because they can actually rap. Y'all don't even actually like them because they can rap, because they actually have a skill that they're being paid for. Y'all don't even like them because of their profession. Y'all like them because of leisure and wealth. Because when you scroll down on Instagram, they in Tulum. Oh, I want to go to Tulum. So that's why you value him. Because he got 100 racks in Tulum in the picture, holding it up to his ear. You don't even value the goddamn man for the type of man that he is, which you can hear if you listen to the music. See, we're not dealing with value, brothers. We're not dealing with value. We're dealing with clout and validation. Half of y'all don't even like these rappers because they got talent. You don't like these rappers because of their story. You like them because they show you the backward value system. That's why you like them. That's why they so important to you, right? That's why. Because they're showing you what you lack. They're showing you what you lack. And you value what you lack. See, that is the mindset of the what? The modern day slave. That's how it's economic slavery. You see? Because they teach you to value what you don't have. You see that? You see that? They teach you to value all the things you don't have. You don't have a dime piece as a woman. You don't drive a Tesla. You don't own a club. You don't have your own liquor. You see? You see? And then what you do? You go out and you chase that. Because that's what you value, brother. That's what you value. That's what you value. You don't value yourself. When does a slave value themselves? Y'all tell me. I'm waiting. Put it in the chat room. Y'all let me know, when does a slave value themselves? When? When? Practicing that backward value system gonna keep you a slave. So when are you gonna have time to value yourself? When are you gonna have time to actually value your family? When? When? When you in slave mode, you only value what the hell you do. You don't value who the hell you are. And that's why when you go see that prostitute, she value you for what you do, not who you are. See how this works? You see how this works? You see how this works? Man, shout out to Dr. Holman for creating the XLV system, man. Salute to that brother, man. Salute. Salute, man. Because this 10 life value system is the building blocks to all of this, brothers. Value is the beginning of all of this. It's the beginning and the end of all of this that we call life. It's all about what you value. That's what it boils down to. Good or bad. It boils down to what you value. That's it. That's it. And to all the brothers who in this space, who's been in this space, if you leave this space and you leave with anything, please leave with some value in yourself, brothers. Please leave with some value in yourself. That is the key to it all. Leave with some value in yourself. This is why when I spoke earlier, and I spoke on the importance of A game, this teaches men to value themselves, to value their health, and not just look at your health from a sexual standpoint. Because as I explained earlier, blood flow is what impedes with a man's erection. Brothers who suffer from ED is due to poor blood flow. So A game speaks to what first? Vitality. Vitality. Heart, your blood flow. Okay? So if you want to solve your ED problems, because it aids in the production of blood flow. Okay? This is not the pill that you go buy from Love's or you go buy from the Hess when you got you a little lot lizard. This is not for this. This is for men's overall health. You see? This is about value. This is going to put more value on your life. You know why? Because you can lead more efficiently when you're healthy. When you're thinking clear, you can make sounder decisions. You are a better problem solver. When your energy is up, you get more done. Not only in the bedroom, but you get more done throughout the day, especially if you're a business owner, especially if you're running your own ship. You're going to get more done. So when we speak on A game, like I spoke about in the beginning of the show, this is not your midnight snack that you go grab from Frankie's truck stop when you want to get some attention. No. This is for men's overall health. Overall. So guess what that means? When you start taking this and you start to feel better, you're going to start thinking better, meaning you're going to start making better decisions on what you eat. Am I saying that since I've been taking A game, I just stopped the snacks? No. But since I've taken A game, I've lost a lot of weight. A lot. My energy is up. Let me stop, y'all. But this product adds value to your life, brothers. Value. Value. It doesn't add value to the women you're dealing with because now you can perform a lot longer. No. It adds value to you because it aids in your overall health. And one of the 10 main problems or issues that we face is poor health conditions. This is why a black man created a product to aid in our health problem. To teach black men to add health, to add value to their health. Shout out to our brother Father's Time. Salute, family. He says, shout out to your teaching and perspective, fam. A-Game Nation. A-Game Nation, man, I appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Salute. But we have to understand what this is about, brothers. Find some value in yourself before it's all over. That's why you see that man with the watch showing. We all on borrowed time. All of us. We're all here on borrowed time. So you better find some value in yourself before it's all over. Don't want to work out. Don't want to eat better. Don't want to do all that shit when you're fighting for your life. Don't want to add value when you're shot up 25 times and you can't walk. Start today, brothers. Start today. Screenshot this chart. Screenshot this chart. Please. You should have screenshotted it by now. But that's important, brothers. Because if you don't leave with nothing from this space, understand that we got to value ourselves, man. With all of this stuff going on with COVID, man, people are dying. People are dying, man. An older brother just passed away that I know who was a YouTuber. He passed away suddenly while on his computer getting ready to go live. He died. Black man. Black man. Cool brother, older brother. He was an elder. Rest in peace to Mr. Black, man. Did anybody know that brother was sick? And he's not from the manosphere, by the way. He's not from the black manosphere. But this is what I'm saying, brothers. We think it's a game. We think it's a game. It's crazy how I even know black men who've died on YouTube. That is dying on YouTube. Brothers, got to put some value on our lives, man. Got to put some value on our lives. That's the most important thing, man. So salute to everybody for coming through. I stayed a whole lot longer than I thought I would. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Shout out to everybody. Salute to all of the visionaries, man. Salute to all of the visionaries. Much, much love to all of the visionaries, man. Shout out to the A-Game family. Shout out to the A-Game Nation, man. Shout out to everybody. Salute to y'all. Make sure, if y'all haven't yet, go up to the pinned comment, get your first issue of the Black Manosphere magazine. Get your first issue of the Black Manosphere magazine, where we are breaking down our language here in this space, our terminology, and we're also addressing the 10 main issues that plague Black men today. So go ahead up there, get your first copy, get your first issue, rather, of the Black Manosphere magazine. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And if y'all wonder, how am I able, me being a big guy and have all this energy, and it's because of this. A-game, a male herbal solution. As I've been speaking about this entire stream, it is for our energy, it is for our vitality, our strength, and our libido. Fellas, this is a solution for your life. This is a solution for your life, brothers. It's been helping me and plenty other brothers. We have the testimonies here in this space for the life change. Not just in the bedroom, but overall, man. Overall. This is continuing to aid me in bringing y'all this fire content. Right here, y'all. So, fellas, join this A-game lifestyle. Join this A-game lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that promotes optimal health for us men. Optimal health. Optimal health for us men, which adds value to our life. Which adds value to our life. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Much love. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Soul Shader in the building. Shout out to Yes, I Said It. Salute. Queen of C, much love to you. Much love to Queen of C. Lance Vance, salute. Shout out to Father's Time once again. Appreciate you. Jetty Said, salute. See who else up in here that I could shout out before we wrap it up. Nova Too Young, salute Nova Too Young. Torrance V, peace. Peace to the God, Torrance V. What's up, Sheed? What's going on? Tone Malone, salute. My man Third Ward, salute. Shout out to my man Suavemente. It's my guy right there. Shout out to the Crimson Cure. Appreciate you. If y'all enjoyed the show, CashApp $SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV is where y'all can go. I appreciate everybody for tuning into today's show. If y'all enjoyed the show, once again, CashApp $SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. I appreciate all the love and the support. If you did hit the super chat, I appreciate it. If you hit the Cash App, I appreciate y'all. Much love. Salute to all the visionaries. Shout out to the A-Game Nation. I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. This show is sponsored, and this channel is sponsored by A-Game, a male herbal solution. A male herbal solution. Fellas, get down in the description box and join this A-Game lifestyle. This is a lifestyle promoting optimal health for us men. It's a lifestyle that promotes optimal health for us men. It is for our energy. It is for our vitality. It is for our strength. And it is for our libido. Fellas, join this A-Game lifestyle simply
by clicking the link in the description box, and at your checkout, type in the promo code SHEEP and the number 10. That's SHEEP and the number 10. Get a discount off on your purchase.